This is the Election Bureau. Hello, you're welcome to the Channel One Newsroom, live from our studios at number 5, Ola Hansen Lane, at Tessano here in Accra. My name is Charles Owusu Kumi. Coming up, 5 more regions to take delivery of ballot papers and other electoral materials by close of weekend as the Electoral Commission works towards the December 7 polls. NPP flag bearer Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia pledges to set up solar panel manufacturing plants in Ghana to help reduce the cost of electricity.
Technology no wo ho. Ewie isu nyame di ache free. The Soriana pa ebeboy sa na yedwane. Enti me pese every district here ye shared solar farms na ya che area no ye the aye electricity ye the electricity buono a beba form by 50% at least reduction in the cost of electricity.
Meanwhile, NDC vice presidential candidate Professor Nana Jeno Poku-Agyeman is urging voters in Walewale to vote out the NPP for mismanaging the economy.
And again to appeal that we all come together, vote and bring in a government. It's not an angel, it's an ordinary human being. But we know he'll do the best by his people and leave a good legacy. And this person is no other person than His Excellency John Dramani Mahama.
And later, the NPP and NDC are set for a close parliamentary contest in the Shama constituency as candidates tout their achievements to woo voters.
When my opponent became the DC, what did she do? She couldn't use her position to do anything for the Shama district.
They do not put an individual's name on them, that that individual used his own personal money to undertake those development projects.
Thank you for choosing us here on the Channel One Newsroom. Let's begin the bulletin with election-related stories. Now, the Ashanti and Western North regions are set to receive their ballot papers today, November 16, as part of ongoing preparations for the 2024 general elections. The Electoral Commission began transporting the ballot papers on Thursday, November 14, 2024, as part of efforts to ensure the timely delivery of electoral materials to regional offices. This allows for early distribution to district offices ahead of the December polls. So far, the Greater Accra, Central, Western, Savannah and Upper East regions have already received their consignments. Channel One News' Kennedy Chumesi has more in this report.
The Electoral Commission of Ghana has entered a critical phase in its preparations for the 2024 general elections. At this stage, ballot papers are being transported to the Commission's regional offices nationwide, a vital step to ensure the timely distribution of electoral materials for the December polls. When Channel One News visited the transportation scene, a fleet of securely sealed vehicles, each escorted by a security team from the Ghana Police Service, has been deployed to safeguard the ballot papers throughout their journey. The EC plans to deliver the materials to all 16 regional centers within the week. So far, successful deliveries have been made to the Greater Accra, Central, Western, Savannah and Upper East regions. On Saturday, November 16, materials are expected to reach the Ashanti and Western North regions. However, the Ahafo and Volta regions are expected to experience delays due to serialization issues. An emergency IPAC meeting held on Friday, November 15, 2024, confirmed that reprinting will be required for these regions. The distribution continues on Sunday, November 17, with ballot papers destined for the Eastern, Upper East and Northeast regions. On Monday, November 18, the Northern, Bono and Bono East regions will receive their materials, while the final leg of transportation is set for Tuesday, November 19, with delivery to the Oti region. This early transportation effort is to provide ample time for further distribution to district offices, ensuring readiness as election day approaches. The exercise is expected to last until Tuesday, November 19, 2024. The transportation of these ballot papers to various regions across the country is to give ample time for distribution to various district offices. Reporting for Channel One News, my name is Kennedy Chumesi.
Now, NPP flag bearer Dr. Bawumia has stressed that finding alternative means of generating electricity will reduce the cost of living. According to him, the high cost of production currently translates in hikes in electricity cost. Campaigning in the Asante Achim South constituency, Dr. Bawumia explained that transitioning to solar energy will be a priority for him.
Dr. Bawumia, throughout his campaign, has canvassed for votes on thematic areas, one of which is the need to reduce the cost of living and help Ghanaians live a meaningful life. He has promised, among other things, to help Ghanaian businesses grow and reduce the overhead expenditure of households. One of the items his government will target, according to him, is the cost of electricity. Campaigning in Asante Achim South, one of the vote baskets in the Ashanti region, Dr. Bawumia explained his idea of producing solar panels in Ghana.
And Ghana, your light bill na kosro. And yes, me de share fufro eba, me de light bill no ebe bafom ama ubia. Me de light bill no ebe bafom ama ubia. The entire light bill no was run saying, ye cra oil and gas, if we amanoni ebe ye light. Nibuano so was through amanoni. Ye de ba na ye light bill na kosro. My dream husa, me pese Ghana, ye fa kwine fufro so. Me pese Ghana, yam fall oil and gas no, yam fan tuncheng, and let's go for solar power to generate electricity. Technology ne wo ho ewie isu nyame di akyɛ yɛn free yɛ sɔre anapa ɛbɛbɔ yɛn saa na yɛdwane enti me pese every district bia yɛ hyehyɛ solar farms na yɛakye ewia no yɛde ayɛ electricity yɛde electricity boɔ no ɛbɛba form by 50% at least reduction in the cost of electricity, and yɛbɛ save foreign exchange bebree yɛntɔ oil for electricity biom.
Meanwhile, the chief of Oboguman, one of the major towns in Asante Achim South, has lauded the NPP government for its free SHS policy.
Free SHS here by Amana Namo, Yahu Ahi Pa Sabi Yankure, Omuko school no free. Nananum the policy, abiding the policies, Bebre, Asante Achim South. Yes, so you enjoy me. Na straight na mestre say, kakra akam ebine yakpan ye town rose, Bogu town rose, Bompata town rose, Ofuansis town rose, Mikasama omunyina. E bestre say abaya ebetui ebetu amami. Say oba obehwe aye ni nyina amaye yenim se we ye osi ade yo we ye so a oka wo baye afenso yenim wani so ade any digitalization eno de wabo modern papa.
Now, the vice presidential candidate for the National Democratic Congress, Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman, has urged residents of Walewale to vote for John Dramani Mahama in the upcoming December 7 polls. She referenced the protest by pensioners demanding a total exemption of their investment from the domestic debt exchange program as a key reason to support the NDC. Additionally, she criticized President Akufo-Addo for unveiling a statue in his honor amidst the country's economic challenges. Professor Opoku-Agyeman made these remarks during a community engagement in Walewale in the Northeast region.
Even the older people too have their say. when they have saved all their lives, and never in our history have we seen older people go to the Ministry of Finance and beg for their own money. And more importantly, we want peace in our homes. I doubt if I doubt that it would even have been a thought in the hands of our predecessors. And here I think of J.J. Rawlings, may his souls rest in peace, Atamels, may he rest in peace, and our own John Dramani Mahama. I doubt if any of them would have thought that the most important thing to do at this time is to go and unveil statues to themselves. And again, to appeal that we all come together, vote, and bring in a government. It's not an angel, it's an ordinary human being. But we know he'll do the best by his people and leave a good legacy. And this person is no other person than His Excellency John Dramani Mahama.
Now, the Shama constituency in the Western region is poised to witness a fierce parliamentary contest between the NPP and NDC. The two leading candidates, Isaac Kwamna Afol of the NPP, a businessman and a banker, and Emilia Arthur of the NDC, an experienced politician, both boast impressive track records. Although the NPP has held a seat for the last two elections, Shama's historical swing pattern, which has seen power shift after every two election cycles, suggests a possible flip to the NDC in 2024. Channel One News' Western Regional Correspondent Akwasi Ejianim explores the dynamics of the contest, voter concerns, and candidate expectations.
Shama constituency has long been a swing seat, alternating between the NPP and the NDC in both presidential and parliamentary elections. In 2000 and 2004, the NPP dominated Shama. However, the tide turned in 2008 and 2012 when the NDC captured both the presidential and parliamentary votes. The NPP reclaimed the seat in 2016 and retained it in 2020, with Erickson Abeka winning the parliamentary race with 22,774 votes, defeating the NDC's Gabriel Kojo Esifi, who secured 19,674 votes. For the 2024 elections, the NPP is fielding Isaac Kwamna Afol, a seasoned banker and a former CEO of Lower Pra Rural Bank. The NDC, on the other hand, has Emilia Arthur, a former Shama District Chief Executive, Deputy Western Regional Minister, and presidential staffer. With infrastructure challenges such as deteriorating roads and unfulfilled promises of a district hospital dominating discussions, voters are weighing their choices. Constituents share their views on the contest.
I support Madam Emiliata because obey DC 18 months in office, 1 year 6 months. Shama no district, you need police station, you rent Obey district police station, Obey district bungalows within the same 18 months. In fact, 17 communities we need electricity extension. Until within 18 months, no Ubia the means of money in a Aberdeen and supporting. No be MP Mama or the MP was about. This is the reason why I'm supporting Madam Emiliata. What other empire? What other Casnala? Why also hospital Baba Yaman? Why is she? On your in Sicila. Into my maker in there. I'm in Mudzi, I'm a meeting a party. Me a Bessia, what to my Bessia? Me or ban to banana or me maybe I'm on to Ahmed. Me be Suda.
And this is Emilia Arthur. So I don't normally mention my party, but this one there, I'm going to vote for NDC because they are bringing things for our economy, for the youth to get job to do, and also I will vote if we can see during the time of Mahama, he started building some of the roads because of opposition, and now when he comes, he will complete for us, and then we can ensure that our nation is well developing.
For supporters of the MPP parliamentary candidate here in the Shama constituency, this very man, even before taking the forms to contest on the ticket of the MPP, has done so much, hence their anticipation that he would be a better candidate for the constituency if elected into the parliament.
I am voting for Alhaji Bawumia, and the parliamentary, I am voting for Mr. Izokwamna for Alhaji Bawumia. I am voting for him because of digitization. When you come to Shama constituency, at first you will see there was the education turnout was low, but now a lot of families, and when you go to every family, you see people going to free education, going to SHS, but at first it wasn't like that. So this time, I think I'm looking at what the whole constituency is going to benefit. That is what I'm looking at.
Wabeji, I know I'm not the Chiwabeji, and it's on the policy for the motor. Because some men are poor, or you be dead. Because I shall now when you and I'm not doing when you do my papa do Walewale. I'm the name because of an inti. Until I'm not so much to happen, madam.
So I didn't tell my time and I'm not the chain there. On Matinado on your MP. On Matinado on your MP and Punjumari no I am one. Inti Yasha Nujumari and I, Yapade Yatu Manamoka MP. No tomorrow more than that, or the Mabways.
Here in the Shama constituency, one of the key stakeholders when it comes to residents in the constituency is the taxi drivers who actually operate here in the constituency, and they are so critical because of the services that they render between the Shama Junction into the Shama town proper. And I just want to take their views on, their expectations of this upcoming election and what they intend doing when it comes to casting their vote.
Abaya Bachui, Abba Smart and Unquad, Shama Dish Assembly, and a Shama Dish at Nankasano. Abania and Hambo Baby. When you only be somehow about catch your hand, you know the work and away my hand. Now for the past 8 years, your company you are where what your man. I hear you got over free day in there, car of Panama use young transport car you and I'm not quantum point you do. The whole Shama, Sonia Abaji, Tama plant, they buy up in Cabana, I won't keep a quota crowd. Baby, you are, Sabuala. Quota no promising ko good quota ma me ya car ya nam da yan kwache be and then ka hobia ni na wan ya ma he Shama Junction de kwa Shama in be Seminary Road Shama Assembly ha no for the class district assembly ya no kwani wo ban na oye onye susan paaje na nso na etu ni isu kanka 8 years down 8 years mo do kwana se kwa ka entu nkona sanemba monchu monka bebre ya fa ya do Junction de kwa ya be inside so no so de ma nso to akwana eji Masa, 1 year kwani biao. Kwani was 3 months or June was 3 months. Honorable MP. Young lawyer, somewhere Abaka, Abba station, young organized drivers in a young Pifunia Bahade. When your contractor or the Baba Kwanzama hen was June. I'll cut the massa within 3 months. Obey Kwani Dama hen. Mean your best in there 1 year.
The lingering question remains whether Shama will flip to the NDC in line with its swing nature, or stay with the NPP for a third consecutive term. The NDC's candidate, Emilia Atta, touted her achievements during her tenure as DCE and Deputy Regional Minister, emphasizing her commitment to development.
I know that my chances are so good. I've been working in this district, in this constituency, way back. There are many interventions that I have made. Going around, you've just even experienced some trotro passing, and the whole thing is about Obana, it's about Emiliata. I'm doing my best. I'm being very scientific with my politics, and what there you go. And the results that I'm seeing are very, very positive, and I am certain that come 7th December, we are winning this seat. Not only me taking this seat, but His Excellency John Dramani Mahama's votes are also appreciating in this constituency. Now to my opponent. If the bank that he was CEO of until recently, just 2 days ago, sacked, if he the CEO, together with the bank, engaged or embarked on development projects in communities using the shareholders and customers' money for community development activities, they must be recognized as such. They do not put an individual's name on them, that he, that individual, used his own personal money to construct, to undertake those development projects. That is lying.
Meanwhile, the MPP's Isaac Kwabena Afo defended his record, highlighting his contributions to social projects in Shama and pledging to secure over 70% of the votes.
In the area of the project that I've done, there are projects I started it and completed it with my money. There are projects I started it somewhere along the line. I have to go to the bank and ask for support. Then I completed it. There are projects the company, the bank started it and completed it. These are the three categories. Let's assume that all the projects that I have done were sponsored or financed by the bank. Because by virtue of my position, I've been able to use a small bank to do such a project within Shama communities. When my opponent became the DC, what did she do? She couldn't use her position to do anything for the Shama district. When she became the deputy regional minister, what did she do? She could have used her position as a deputy regional minister to expand the volunteer project within the community. She did nothing. So even when she was given the opportunity, she did nothing. The same thing when you send her to parliament, she's going to do nothing. She has nothing good to offer. So when she became a presidential staff, it is even worse. We don't want to even talk about the opportunity, the position she got as a presidential staffer. Presidential staffer, you yourself, when you are president, the influence you have. What did she do? So this is somebody who have gotten 3 times opportunities, and she has messed up. I have never got even one. I just had the opportunity of being a rural bank manager. Even a rural bank manager, she admits the project I have done. So to me, she's not a competitor. I'm going straight to parliament.
To assess the broader performance of both parties in the constituency, Channel One News also spoke to the MPP constituency chairman and the NDC Zongo caucus coordinator.
Our chances are very, very bright. Emiliata, as our PC, is a good candidate for us. And what we have put in place, definitely we are going to win come 7th December 2024.
Presidential, the last we did well. This time around, we are targeting not anything less than 70% of total votes in Shama. We have about 67,000 votes, registered voters in Shama constituency. And our target is not anything less than 70%.
For now, both the NDC and the MPP parliamentary candidates team have actually put their strength in terms of winning around 70%. But come December 7th, issues like the state of infrastructure, like this poor roads, will be the determining factor over here when it comes to the Shama constituency parliamentary election and even the presidential election. For Channel One TV News, I'm Akwese Jenim, Shama.
You're also watching the Channel One Newsroom here on Channel One TV. Still ahead. The Ghana Anti-Corruption Coalition is concerned that political parties have not shown enough commitment to fighting corruption in their manifestos. We have details of that and others coming up shortly. Please stay with us.
I want to show you the NDC's blueprint for financing education. It's called the Education Strategic Plan that was published in February 2012. On page 29, where they talk about senior high school education, this is the NDC's real belief. According to the NDC, most of the students who attend public senior secondary education actually come from private schools, and therefore they are not poor. One of the ways they are going to do this is by using what they call means testing. Another way they want to do this is by giving loans to needy students. And then a third way that they want to do this is almost laughable. It's what they call student self-help schemes, where students will be cooking and cleaning to be able to support their education. What that actually will end up meaning is that if you don't have connections to NDC officials, If you don't have protocol allocations, you are not going to get free senior high school. That is the true intent of the NDC policy.
Get ready.
Every objection against you is hereby dismissed.
For Impact 2024 with the Archbishop Nicholas Duncan Williams, Reverend Dr. Eastwood Anaba, Apostle Joshua Selman, Apostle Isi Igeneba, Bishop Dr. Bernard Ojiri Asari, and Reverend Dr. David Entry. November 24th to December 1st, 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. daily at Action Chapel International, Prayer Cathedral, Dominion Arena. For inquiries or pass information, call 059-230-0069.
Child who will live long needs no charm. Nana Sase, the writer king who sips communion wine from the calabash, invites you to Mental Pictures 8, a colorful night of literary renditions and cultural expressions dubbed Bejina Reloaded, The Child Who Will Stay. Date 22nd November 2024. Venue La Palm Royal Beach Hotel. Time 6 p.m. Secure your seat with 100 Ghana cedis and experience this night of Ghanaian and African folklore embodied in poetry, dance, music, and your best imagination. Call 0244-924932 for tickets and all enquiries, or purchase your tickets on short code *365*88*539#. Sponsors: Ghana Export Promotion Authority.
Media partners: Channel One TV, Hits FM, Joy FM. Partner: Labari Beach Hotel.
This event is powered by Asase Inscription, Ghana's first literary coaching agency and cultural consultancy.
In the heart of our communities, change is not just a dream, it's a promise.
I don't have to worry about rising costs and taxes. Dr. Bawumia's flat rate tax system is a breath of fresh air. It means I can keep more of what I earn and invest back into my business.
I've seen so many changes in my lifetime, but what matters most is to feel secured. Dr. Bawumia's initiative for the elderly is to make sure we are not forgotten. He's giving us the exact care that we deserve.
With digital skills training, I am no longer worried about the future. Dr. Bawumia empowers us to thrive in a digital world, making us ready for tomorrow's jobs.
Job opportunities are crucial for my generation. Dr. Bawumia is committed to creating job opportunities and entrepreneurship. With his vision, we can build our dreams.
Together, we can transform our nation. Dr. Bawumia's plan arranges policies. They are pathway for prosperity for every Ghanaian.
It's time for leadership that listens and acts. A vision for all of us, where every voice matters and every dream is possible. Vote Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
Esoroho. Vote number 1 on the ballot.
Introducing Rexona Non-Stop Protection, 72-hour antiperspirant with breakthrough microtechnology that forms a stronger sweat barrier, tested to the limit, even during the most intense workout.
Still clean, dry, and fresh for longer.
Try the new Rexona 72-hour non-stop protection for clean, dry, and fresh underarms every day.
Dr. Bawumia once said,
every constituency will get $1 million every year for rural and deprived communities. Under this program, there should be no village or community in Ghana after the first 2 years that would have a water problem or a toilet problem.
Next joke, please. Vote John Dramani Mahama for president. Trustworthy, honest, and reliable. Vote for change. Choose the umbrella. Vote John Dramani Mahama and the NDC.
Life is a celebration of moments. Big and small.
The sun is scorching, I'm feeling the heat.
With Piva Drink, every moment becomes a refreshing celebration. From the beach to your home, in every corner of your world, Piva Drink at a burst of refreshment.
Give me Piva cocktail and tangerine.
Celebrate every moment with Piva Drink. Refreshment for every occasion. Piva Drink, A taste you will love.
Heat for Piva.
This advert is FDA approved.
Welcome back to the Channel One Newsroom. Let's still focus on politics and the Ayawaso West-Wuogon constituency. One of Ghana's affluent constituencies is gearing up for the 2024 polls. The makeup of this constituency, however, gives a sample view of the inequality levels that exist in Ghana. The gap between the haves and the have-nots is evident across the constituency. Areas like East Legon, airports and parts of Jolu are home to affluent and middle-class residents, while low-income earners are concentrated in areas like Okponglo, Mpasem and sections of Westlands. The constituency also has a number of kiosk communities in areas like Okponglo and American House. With few weeks to the December 7 elections, how are the constituents and candidates of the various parties gearing up for the polls? Channel One News' Howard Risa Mustafa and Hansen Ajiman have put together the following report.
The Ayawaso West-Wuogon constituency is made up of 13 electoral areas, including Legon, Westlands, North Jolu, South Jolu, Roman Ridge, Abelempe, part of Tesano, Oponglo, East Legon, Airport and Christian Center. The NDC is dominant in Oponglo, which includes Bauleshi, Abelempe, Mempasem and some areas at Christian Center, according to the party. The NPP is however dominant in Legon, Jolu, East Legon, Airport, Roman Ridge, part of Tesano and per the party's leadership in Christian Center as well. Despite having strong support in the respective areas outlined above, the Legon electoral area appears to be the determinant of who wins the election due to the number of voters in the register. Historically, the NPP has been the winning party since the year 2000. The NDC has been on the losing side since 2000, presented a new candidate in every election. Delali Kwesi Brimpong, who contested in 2016, was the first to have contested twice, kind courtesy the 2019 by-election. It is worthy to note that a High Court decision in 1997 nullified the election of NDC's Rebecca Akwele Adote as Member of Parliament after she won on the ticket of the NDC during the 1996 elections. The NPP, on the other hand, has changed their parliamentary candidate after every 8 years. George Isaac Addo, who represented in 1996, won massively in 2000. In 2004, current Chief of Staff Akosua Frema Opare went to Parliament on the ticket of the NPP and left the scene in 2012. Emmanuel Chematin Ejakun then emerged in 2012, winning against Iwadakun with a slim margin of 1,691. He went ahead to win comfortably in 2016 with a 10,057 vote margin, which is the biggest anybody has ever won the constituency with. Emmanuel Chematin Ejakun's untimely death in 2018, however, meant he could not complete his second term. His wife, Lydia Seyram Al-Hassan, was elected to replace him. She won the seat in a by-election which has become the infamous Ayawaso West-Wuogon violent clashes in 2019. In 2020, the NDC presented John Seto Dumelo, an actor, to contest with Lydia Seyram Al-Hassan. At the close of polls, Lydia Seyram Al-Hassan polled 39,851, representing 51.3%, while the NDC's John Seto Dumelo garnered 37,478, representing 48.30%. As we head into this year's elections, while the Legon vote is crucial, it alone cannot guarantee a win in the Ayawaso West-Wuogon constituency. Both parties work diligently to maintain their stronghold while making inroads into each other's territory. At the University of Ghana campus, where majority of the Legon electoral area voters are, some students were divided on who to vote for, while some students say they feel the presence of the NDC's youthful John Dumelo on campus is a trait of a leader who they would want to see in parliament. Others believe the motherly nature of NPP's leader Sarah Malhassan makes her the ideal person to vote for.
First of all, I would like to say that the former president JDM has been consistently inconsistent to the extent that this is the same person who was not for free SHS. This is the same person who was fighting against free SHS. And then this same person also believes in something called free. And so you could see that it is, it is a best scam. We all know that it is a best scam.
NPP is the only party in power to campaign against their own policies. I am confused because the vice president, by the constitution of Ghana, has major role. Let's say he is claiming to be the driver's mate. He has so many roles. He is the chairman of the economic management team, which we all know, and he is also the chairman of the police council. So he has so many roles. He has not been sidelined. He performed major roles. So what stopped the NPP government from starting today instead of waiting for Ghanaians to grant them the mandate?
In the heart of the constituency too, the electorates are also divided. While others say Malidia, as she's affectionately called, is the best candidate to lead the constituency, others are of the opinion that a new face should also lead the constituency.
It's the economy is the main reason for which I'm going to vote. Things are very bad. What they told us from the beginning is not what they are doing. With these dramatic issues in parliament and all that, I beg to differ. Yeah.
For the NDC executives in the constituency, the perennial flooding in the community will continue to dent the image of their MP, who also happens to be the Minister for Sanitation and Water Resources. In Westland, where flooding is a major issue, Madam Malhassan's team claims to have constructed a gutter to mitigate the problem. However, the issue has not been fully resolved due to a faulty drain that lies within the Dom Kwabenya and Okaikwe North constituencies. They also highlight the construction of the metal bridge, which has aided Westland residents who used to cross a river to reach Kisiman. Bismarck Abobi is the NDC's constituency chairman for the Ayawaso West-Wuogon.
We have municipal chief executives. Even less than 100 kilometers or 100 meters of storm drain has not been constructed. You remember 2000 when Westland got flooded, the gutters were filled with filth. John Dumelo decided to take upon himself rent bulldozers and excavators to go there and distill the gutters so that the people will get some breathing health. This MP, Lydia Al-Hassan, and the Municipal Assembly stopped John Dumelo. And as at now, that gutter is still as it is.
For the NPP, elections are not won on social media, hence their door-to-door campaign within the constituency. Osman Idrisu is the NPP chairman for the constituency.
MP lives here, he works here, he does everything here for the students to be sure that they have a mother. And we know there are numbers in addition, we widen the gap. Apart from that, we have done so many things that we keep it to ourselves that we know definitely that we are going to win, because every electoral area we have done something there which we have not done before, and definitely all this will add up to widen the gap for us.
For candidate John Dumelo, he believes the NDC has corrected the wrongs that happened in 2020, so he is confident of victory come December 7.
If you look at the past elections, NDC has always lost campus, and campus has always been our Waterloo. Campus has always been the deciding factor. But I know that this time around we are definitely going to win campus, and once we win campus, the rest of Ayawaso West is ours.
For incumbent Member of Parliament, Madam Lydia Sarah Al-Hassan, her good works in the constituency in the last 5 years will speak for her in the elections.
I have done so much, as I have shown you. The videos are there, the evidence is there for all to see. The roads that we have constructed, they are all there to be seen. But I say, the constituency keeps growing, there are lots more areas that need to be attended to. Those of you who haven't received empowerment programs or man-needed developmental projects, please be rest assured that I, with your vote, if you vote to retain me, I'm coming back, coming to do all the projects that are promised?
Now, for constituent in the Ayawaso West-Wuogon constituency, Madam Lydia Seram Al-Hassan has done enough for the constituency. For others, they believe the NDC's candidate, John Seto Dumelo, deserves their vote this time around. But who wins in the Ayawaso West-Wuogon constituency come December 7? Only time can tell. Reporting for Channel One News, my name is Hawa Idrisu Mustafa.
This is the Election Bureau. Stay tuned for comprehensive and timely coverage of the 2024 elections. Follow us for real-time updates and join the conversation using the hashtag GhanaPolls2024. However, from that, the Ghana Anti-Corruption Coalition has expressed concern that political parties have not shown sufficient commitment to fighting corruption in their manifestos. The coalition argues that corruption has not been a central theme in the election discourse leading up to the December 7 polls. Channel One News' Philip Nilate reports.
According to the Ghana Anti-Corruption Coalition, the fight against corruption has not been won in the country, which is threatening Ghana's development. In an effort to ensure that political parties commit to this cause, the coalition brought together civil society organizations and members of various political parties to deliberate on strategies to combat this issue. Speaking at the event themed Elections and Anti-Corruption, What is the Next Government Agenda?, the Ghana Anti-Corruption Coalition Executive Secretary, Beauty Emefa Nate, highlighted that the lack of commitment from political parties to address corruption fails to provide a clear picture on how elections and anti-corruption efforts can be integrated.
Corruption and the fight against it does not show explicitly in the election conversations as Ghana nears another election on 7 December 2024. This is evidence in two ways. Neither have an abundance of anti-corruption commitments, nor are commitments prominence. The major political parties have a total of 32 anti-corruption commitments scattered in their manifestos. Ladies and gentlemen, out of the 32 commitments, only 4 are about enforcing or deploying existing anti-corruption legislation. This, therefore, makes it difficult for us to see how elections and anti-corruption issues are being integrated.
Members of civil society organizations such as AB and David Africa, Ghana Integrity Initiative, Imani Africa, and the West Africa Civil Society Institute highlighted the main causes of corruption in the country.
Bribery. We have issues around unexplained wealth which we are grappling with. We see people who are cited, but then we are not able to investigate them because we do not have jurisdiction to do so under our current law. So that's another big gap which we need to work on. And as Mr. Fusidote has said, it's not about the law, it's about the quality of the law and the law being able to bite.
So we lack a fair bit of principles, and I think it's important that we take the corruption fight beyond just the politicians and the manifestos into the private sector. Because in the private sector, there's a fair amount of corruption as well. If I'm in a private sector company and I'm giving a deal to somebody because the person is giving me some kickback, it is not different from the one in public sector. The only difference is that the public sector person is using my taxes to do that. And I think we need to pay a lot of attention to this because it is part of the significant reasons why the economy is what it is.
So I think we should be careful about how we build our local governance system, because it's very important. The last point I want to make about corruption, I'll be very brief. Look, Ben, we did this work together. We analyzed over 1,000 procurement contracts that we've seen so far. Only 5% could pass muster. But the laws that we have put together. But in the very year we're going to the IMF, or the year we got to go to the IMF, there's a time when 85% of all procurement issues go to the Give Me system.
Some political parties outlined their plans to combat corruption.
In all this,
In my 2024 manifesto, in fighting corruption, let's first look at one thing first, the mindset. The mindset is the most important tool that will help fight corruption in this country. Our attitude. What kind of attitude do we have? You can put all the laws of corruption in this country. Why we do not have a change of mindset and attitude, we will lose it all.
And so before we start thinking about political parties, let's start asking ourselves questions as Ghanaians. When you point one finger at somebody, the four are pointing at you. Are you asking people for money? Are you getting annoyed with people because they are not giving you money? Are you structuring things in such a way that a presidential candidate coming to your constituency, you tell your people that it will cost 10,000, once the thing really costs 2,000. And going forward, we have to look at campaign financing.
There are three things that we envisage to do at the new force to address the issue of corruption in the country. One is to work with CSOs and anti-corruption agencies to strengthen the anti-corruption legal framework, making sure that government data is secure and that government operations are also transparent. That's the second one. And then the third one, we think that corruption cannot be fought only at the government level. So we also are looking at working with the local communities.
The conversation about the fight against corruption in this country continues, but for now, the Ghana Anti-Corruption Coalition and other civil society organizations want political parties to prioritize the battle against this canker in their manifestos. Reporting for Channel One News, my name is Philip Ni Latte.
This is still the Channel One Newsroom on Channel One TV. Still to come. National Democratic Congress describes Supreme Court ruling on the 4 parliamentary seats declared vacant as a bad precedent for the country's judicial system. Please stay for details.
Life is a celebration of moments, big and small.
The sun is scorching, I'm feeling the heat.
With Piva Drink, every moment becomes a refreshing celebration. From the beach to your home, in every corner of your world, Piva Drink at a burst of refreshment.
Give me Piva Pop too, and tangerine.
Celebrate every moment with Piva Drink. Refreshment for every occasion. Piva Drink, a taste you will love.
Piva.
This advert is FDA approved.
Dr. Bawumia once said,
the economy is going to grow and grow and grow, and we will have jobs and jobs and jobs. This is the economy of Nana Addo Akufo-Addo.
The unemployment rate, which stood at just 8% in 2016, has hit an all-time high of 15%. The latest 2024 Afrobarometer indicates that unemployment is the biggest problem facing the nation. You trust this liar at your own peril. Vote John Dramani Mahama for president. Trustworthy, honest, and reliable. Vote for change. Choose the umbrella. Vote John Dramani Mahama and the NDC.
How to live long needs no charm. Nana Sase, the writer king who sips communion wine from the calabash, invites you to Mental Pictures 8, a colorful night of literary renditions and cultural expressions dubbed Bejina Reloaded, the child who will stay. Date 22nd November 2024. Venue, La Palm Royal Beach Hotel. Time, 6 p.m. Secure your seat with 100 Ghana cedis and experience this night of Ghanaian and African folklore embodied in poetry, dance, music, and your best imagination. Call 0244-924932 for tickets and all enquiries, or purchase your tickets on short code *365*88*539#. Sponsors: Ghana Export Promotion Authority.
Media partners: Channel One TV, Hits FM, Joy FM. Partner: Mabari Beach Hotel.
This event is powered by Asase Inscription, Ghana's first literary coaching agency and cultural consultancy.
John, mema wakwaba.
Yeah, sir.
Alaji, mema wakwaba.
Yeah.
John, I had a bro, one.
I really am a Ghana and Tina Menemo, one thing Breca Cran Bijano. Don't want to know my Saba.
Alaji, I had a bro.
Yo, Medasi. Mwamonim, Tamana Amawa, which you Mumiana Nambe Bobo and Kakra. As I say, dear, my crowd say, me pese me be wareno. Na me ko siesie no. Na me man san gina ne na so biom. No ye krabehwe.
Yo, abusa fo, yes empa.
Yes empa.
Yo, I'm a Ghana. Wasumo.
Mentumi ensan nechi. Sho bread baby a wo de me fam we. Amane hu. Baby. Mentumi biom. Forward ever, backwards never.
John, wo okwanya wo de me bai fa so. Ahokyere ekom dum so. Hwa me nana ni. Ya free SHS ya baya. Kom anya school anko. Edeke ya o ma yefe.
Ase wo ma sesambe shobo. Sa ahomache 2 o'clock kokra. Meko band, na makwa ko yiska. E de abra magana. Na maboni getire ama na starting kokon ketenkete.
Hey!
Akunta, you are still incompetent.
2% osade mama abrabo eto chacha to say aviator. There be emaso.
Alaji has also promised us jobs through digitalization. Ejimambe busise.
Alaji de metenso a ne masore. Emiri bia mekani abesa no. Otimi to kanea light e woni phone so e ma me ba bia wonam bia. Yo amagana. Enye me me ware amawo. Alaji ni John Suni, wa choose.
No ababa say. Eye Alaji number 1.
Alaji number 1. Number 1.
Esuro.
Stuck on you. Ooh, obsessed with you. I'm obsessed.
With Showmax, your favorite characters now follow you anywhere. Download it today and watch the best in local, international, and everything in between.
Dr. Bawumia once said,
They are hurting the economy. These taxes are hurting, and therefore you are not going to get the growth. And when you don't get the growth, you will not get the revenue. And when you don't get the revenue, you go back to increasing taxes to get the revenue, and then you are in a cyclical downward spiral. And so they have it wrong.
Plenty English know the full baskets. They told us they'd move us from taxation to production, but they rather imposed over 40 taxes on suffering Ghanaians. Vote John Dramani Mahama for president. Trustworthy, honest, and reliable. Vote for change. Choose the umbrella. Vote John Dramani Mahama and the NDC.
Doing never stops until the job is done. Turn your home and business into an internet highway and experience the revolution of working and playing without limits. Visit broadband.mtn.com.gh to sign up for MTN Fiber for home and business today.
Every day, people have money emergencies. Ma, I need my school fees emergency. Mama, chop money emergency. Emergency. Catch it. I'm your rent emergency. Now, there's a new emergency number in town.
More money, challenge and enjoyment. At the top life we got.
Dial star 770 hash for all your money emergencies and chop life.
Dial star 770 hash for money emergencies and get easy and quick access to your money, loans, and other banking needs. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Thank you for staying with the Channel One Newsroom. Now, the National Democratic Congress has described the Supreme Court's ruling on the 4 parliamentary seats declared vacant as a bad precedent for the country's judicial system. The NDC's criticism follows the Supreme Court's decision deeming Speaker Alban Gbagben's actions as unconstitutional. The court has subsequently released a detailed explanation of its judgment, sparking widespread debate among stakeholders. More in the following report.
In its full judgment, the Supreme Court ruled that a member of parliament will only vacate their seat if they change political affiliation and continue to serve under the new identity during their current term. The 5-2 majority decision by the Apex Court has since ignited debates with the release of the full judgment, with some supporting the court's stance and others expressing opposing views. Deputy spokesperson for the John Mahama campaign, Beatrice Annan, speaking on current affairs program The Big Issue on Channel One TV, criticized the judgment, arguing that the Supreme Court lacked jurisdiction over the matter, which had been brought before it by Majority Leader Alexander Afenyo-Markin.
Everybody was taught in law school, and we all know that the jurisdiction of the Supreme Court can either be original, appellate, or reference. What the contention has been, and what every reasonable legal mind has asserted, is that the Supreme Court did not have original jurisdiction when it comes to the determination of a matter of vacancy or otherwise in Parliament.
In response, Member of Parliament for Ebuakwa South and member of the Afenyo-Markin legal team, Samuel Atachian, rejected Annan's claims, asserting that the Speaker's actions were inconsistent with the law.
What was before the Supreme Court, if you look at it critically, was that my venerable Speaker, a very good friend and a mentor, somebody who talks to me a lot, he extend himself onto a court and make a definitive pronouncement that the 4 members of Parliament have vacated their seats. Could he do that? When in interpreting Article 97, 1, G, and H, it is a judicial matter. When did the legislature become a court?
Meanwhile, senior lecturer in public law at the University of Ghana School of Law and a member of the Speaker's legal team, Dr. Justice Rimsai, on his part, contended that the ruling created further ambiguity in the law, making it harder to achieve clarity.
I have been wondering why the cases of Zanato Rawlings and Kuma Nimfa are being used as though they support the position of the Supreme Court, the majority position of the Supreme Court. Those cases actually tell us that when a court has original jurisdiction, a court other than the Supreme Court, we should go to that court first, in line with the practice direction. And while in that court, when a question of interpretation arises, then that court will refer the sole question of interpretation to the Supreme Court to interpret. And when the Supreme Court is done with the interpretation, it will revert the matter to the court below to apply the meaning the Supreme Court gave in resolving the issue before that court. And that is the meaning of Article 132. So I don't know how Nkuma Nimfa and Zanato Rawlings would be used to support the position of the majority. It rather supports the position of the minority.
President of Imani Africa, Franklin Kujo, who was also on the program, slammed the Supreme Court, describing the judiciary as becoming a playground for politicians.
The real issue really has to do with the way we do our politics in this part of our world. Our politics is becoming too adversarial, and frankly speaking, my reading of the judiciary is unfortunately in this particular case.
And that'll be all for this package of the Channel One Newsroom here on Channel One TV. My name is Charles Owusu Kumi. Thank you for watching.